discussion to share our experience on mentoring. It's just among ourselves. So there is no attendee, no external people watching us right now. I'm still recording the video just in case maybe there are some useful information I don't want to miss. It can be important later on, but we are not broadcasting. So feel free to share whatever you have to say. We all know that the situation is quite complicated right now. You have started your work in very specific circumstances, the COVID. So it's not a normal year, and it has been difficult for everybody. I can tell you that the effectiveness of teaching and learning during the COVID crisis is extremely low in Cambodia in general. So if you have done something, you're probably above average, better than normal schools. So don't be shy to share whatever experience you have, your challenges. We all understand that it's a difficult time for everybody. And it's probably different in rural schools and in CICME2020, for instance. So keep an open mind and just tell what you know and what can be useful for the others to know. So there are many of you. I will not ask all the questions to everybody because it will be too long, but I would like to have at least someone speaking for each school. Okay? Do you agree with this this rule? Okay. Young Sim answers with a thumb up. And the others? Are you okay? I will ask a few questions, and I would like at least one person from each school to share. If you want more, feel free, but that's it. So my first question is very general, just to understand the situation. What have you done during the first few months? If you can describe briefly your main activities as mentors. Maybe we can start with the teacher training institutions. Let's start with the NIE. It's a little bit special, but it might be interesting for the others to know, to understand the situation.
Stan, admit me, please. I have problem with my earphone.
Oh.
I cannot hear through my computer.
Unmute you. I've already unmuted you.
Okay, done. I understand. Okay, just go. I will your assistant to admit. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Somara. So, Champana, can you describe what you have done so far in your new job?
Okay, so good afternoon, Stan. Good afternoon, Dr. Chandra, Dr. Somara, and all colleagues here. First of all, I would like to express something about my work and responsibility at my current workplace here at NIE. Because I am working under the department. Because I am working under the department of NGPRC. And recently at NIE, we don't have students, and also the teachers are not on campus. So we don't have work to do with NIE at all. We don't have new teachers, we don't have even the trainers. So we just work for NGPRC, doing some work such as translation or working on some information through website, and the other this and that activity that designed assigned by NGPRC, especially STEM. Yes.
Yeah. Chanak, do you want to add something?
No problem.
Okay, good afternoon, Stan. Good afternoon, Dr. Chandra, Dr. Somara. For me, it's not quite different from Chanpana because we are working at the same place. As you understand a lot about our situation, about the condition for working at the NIE, that the NIE sent us to work at NGPRC. That is why we have to work something based on your that you have assigned us to do, like to be as a research assistant, like a relationship assistant to communicate with other people in order to improve our center. And what is more, we have to research or to observe something at the NIE, especially for the environment of the NIE. Okay.
Yeah, the NIE is not working currently, and they have no new students this year.
Sure.
So in fact, all the departments are just preparing the future, but they don't train anyone right now. So it's a good opportunity to just think about the organization. Some departments of the NIE are revising their curriculum. And as far as we are concerned, we have a plan to do a research about the effectiveness of the teaching practicum and see if we can advise the NIE to improve it. So that's the plan. There's always something we can do, even if the organization is maybe not perfect. We can define our own job. So Champona and Chanak are working on, defining their own future job.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. Maybe TC, someone from TC Phnom Penh? Do we have someone from TC Phnom Penh? Radi, you are here?
Yes, I'm here.
Or Tia, if you want.
Yes. So let me say good afternoon to everyone. And I think of my work maybe quite different from the two that have been placed here, Tia and Lida, because I have been placed in the office of internal quality assurance, where mostly my major work is to check how the teaching and learning process is through different formats of assessment. For example, quite recently, sorry, something is disturbing me.
Okay. Anything else you want to share with us?
I'm hearing the song is playing.
What is that song?
If the host mute those who play that song.
I think that's the sound from Bong Kum E. Maybe the host can mute him.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's up. Okay. So, Radi, do you
Okay.
have anything else you want to
And
share?
I think besides having the technical assistant to design questionnaire, I was assigned also to give some kind of evaluation to the peer teaching practicum. But I was not the main person in the process. I just have the main teacher educator to facilitate in one group only. And I think maybe Tia and Lida have something to say because they are assigned different department. Thank you.
Yes, and from what I've understood of our last discussion, Tia and Lida are working directly with student teachers. So maybe Tia, you can share something about that? Tia, are you here?
Tia not here, right?
He's here, but
Oh, okay.
I cannot hear him. His microphone is activated, but
maybe he need to mute himself, I think.
And Lida, no, I don't see her. So, okay. Just to say, Radi, correct me if I'm wrong, Lida and Tia have done some training with student teachers, some kind
Literally,
of...
they are teaching.
Yeah.
They are teaching student teachers maybe in year 2 or year 3.
Yeah.
And also, from what I know, they also having to design some kind of curriculum with the teachers here, because everything is quite new. So mostly they just have the letter in the curriculum, and they have to do their own research to take to the student. So it's quite constraining here. Yeah.
And also, I think they have role played some lessons with student teachers, making them do classroom demonstrations, teaching demonstrations, similar to what you have done during the selection process for NGPRC.
Yeah, we were assigned to do that together, but we had been placed in different groups working with the senior teachers here.
Yeah, good. I think it's an interesting activity that you have introduced at TEC, so it's worth sharing. Maybe it can give it ideas to other mentors, maybe to those at TEC Battambang, or maybe the NIE if you want in the future to organize that kind of activities for the new teachers. Okay. If you don't have anything else to share, maybe we can listen to TC Battambang. TC Battambang. Bonarit. Or Samyang.
Yeah, hello, Stan. Did you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Good afternoon to our instructor, Stan, and our friend. So I'm Narad from BTech. So related to your question, I would like to describe briefly about my activities in my installation in BTech. So at BTech, I didn't work a lot related to mentoring. So here's my position is lecturer. So three of us were in three different departments. So to me, I work in science department, submit in social department, and something in IQA. And to me, I teach,
IQA, internal quality assurance.
Yeah. To me, nowadays I just work. I mean, 1 out of 3. I mean, 4 hours in my teaching. I teach. I have taught teaching methodology to second year and third year student teacher, and all of them are will become a primary teacher in the future. And then the first time that we take 3 of us, we had the chance to observe the classroom practicum during COVID pandemic. We didn't have the name. I mean, official announcement for all of us. We just have a chance to observe or investigate during the practicum in our institution, not in the real target school because of COVID-19. And one more thing, the last thing related to mentoring. During my observation, all of us we had a chance to tell the students to know about a mentoring program. We say about what is mentoring, the role of mentor, mentee, or the activity that we will work with our mentee. And during I work in a BTech. I work with some student, some student teacher that they need to discuss or to consult about some teaching methodology or how to make a lesson plan, something that related to pedagogy. That's all from my briefly.
That's interesting. So, by the way, I would like to inform you about what we are doing at NGPRC, how we have changed our teaching methodology stream. We have planned to introduce a new kind of activity on a regular basis. It's just simple. It's teaching demonstration. Whenever we introduce a new method, we ask some students to demonstrate the method by simulating a lesson as they would do, like what we have done during the recruitment process, but on a more systematic basis. Maybe it's an approach that you might find useful. And I recommend you to share your experience with your colleagues at CICME2020, since they are trying that kind of activity as well. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Stan.
Maybe we can move on to engineers. Yeah. Maybe we can move on to NGS. So which school wants to start? Maybe a rural school to begin with? Someone from Sveirian? Don't be shy.
Yeah, okay.
Please.
Yes, good afternoon, teacher. Good afternoon, Stan, and good afternoon, our mentor. I'm Stan Kim Sing. Only me, Bunleng is busy with his wedding. So
Oh yeah.
he asked me, yeah, he cannot join right now.
Don't
So he
forget
asked
to
me,
send your congratulations.
yeah. I'm the mentor at CoPrints, and at a COVID situation, we just go to observe, and sometimes we also give some feedback to the teacher. And the school principal also asked us to teach this to extra teach. It means additional teach to the student at uh, December, but the situation is not good, so he cancel our teaching, so we cannot have them with teaching. But in the situation that we meet, especially I appreciate of our relationship between mentor and mentee. We are good relationship with each other, especially all the mentee. They are really happy with the mentor, and they cooperate with us well. But at the first time we could not. It means that we could not give any feedback to them directly. Sometimes we just observe to analyze the problem first, and then we just set the goal to for them to the next academics. For us, some problem we did not give the feedback to the teacher because the problem is not for individual, it's for the all. So we just discuss like teacher come late at the first time, like 7 to 8. Sometimes teacher they come late, so we cannot give them directly. We just focus with discuss with the school principal, and we discuss with them, and we find any solution with each other. So we cannot give, oh, this mentee come late all the time. We cannot give this for them every time.
Yeah.
And some teacher we cannot give any feedback to them because we just observe, and it means that we tie a strong relationship with them first. And some teacher they especially we can analyze with we call science teacher, because some when they give us with the lesson plan, sometimes we cannot give them that is right or wrong with their lesson plan. And sometimes the test they give them to check their test, but sometimes science subject we cannot give feedback to them directly because we don't understand the matter subject, but we can discuss with the management team. It means that we can work with management team to work with each other. And the school principal also ask the mentor to work with the management team to ask the teacher to check the question bank the teacher did, but some teacher they did not yet complete their question bank. So it's, and sometimes we give feedback to them to correct the question, but they don't correct it on time, and they don't send me. So it is difficult for us to check the question, especially when the grade 9 student they test the exam. So we cannot have them with the question because teacher they can correct their question with us. So they put the question that we
just to be sure, you are talking about a lack of commitment, or problems of organization or difficulties beyond the will of the teachers.
Yeah. The real problem with teacher.
You mentioned that some teachers are late, they don't do the job on time. It's a lack of commitment, or it's because the organization is too complicated right now?
Yeah, we cannot tell them directly. We just discuss with the school principal. School principal also raised that in the meeting, monthly meeting. He also raised all this problem to the teacher.
Yeah, because it's a very big problem. You really need to find a way to solve it. You're not alone on this. For the technical aspect, the scientific validity of their test or their lessons, don't forget that you have your colleagues. You can ask your colleagues, you can ask technical team leaders, but also maybe the other mentors in other schools, they can help from time to time. I know that they are busy, so don't overuse this possibility, but I think don't be shy to ask a few questions if necessary.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you.
If any of you have questions or comments for your classmates, your colleagues, right now they are no longer your classmates, please raise your hand and share. Don't be shy. If you think that you can help also, please raise your hand and share. Okay, so that was for Sfeiring. Another school? No volunteer? I need to call you all the time? Okay, let's do it. So, Claire?
Yeah, Stan.
Hello, Eric.
Yeah, hello. I bet
So, yeah. Maybe speak a little bit louder.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, good.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Stan and instructor. Yeah, the question is about the activity in Redlip High School right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we, as I know that maybe we just working for 3 months in here. So the activity in here is about the first do presentation for to build the relationship with teacher. Yeah. And about another activity like I do is check the teacher administrative tasks. Yeah. In order to organize, help him to organize the document. For example, like official document, like a personal document, teacher personal document, teacher career pass, like that. Yeah. And about another activity that we do in here is about do PLC in school or PLC with for example with my team. Yeah. And we also observe the teacher, but for me only 3 teachers that I have observed. Yeah.
Okay.
And also the school principal assigned me and Vichka to teach. Yeah.
Okay, so you have
And
had a lot
for
of
another activity
activities.
like
and including teacher career path. I don't know if it's the case in other schools as well. You wanted to add something, Kerry? Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, it is just about some activity in here because it is not really related to the mental. What do we call it? Yeah. Yeah, we do what the school need. For example, like when principal assign us to do like this, yeah, we do.
Okay, so you have a lot of different activities, not just classroom observation and mentoring, but also other sorts of support. But I think it's good what you've done for the teacher career path of PRC. It's also helping your colleagues, so it's very relevant as well. So yeah, good. Anyone wants to comment on this or have a similar experience? No, okay. So maybe another school, or unless maybe Vichika want to share? No. So what about CICME2020? I think you have done a lot of activities at CICME2020. You have started your work 1 month before the others, even in August. You told me last time that you were exhausted. So it's probably worth sharing.
Okay.
We are listening to you.
Yeah, so first of all, I would like to say good afternoon to Dr. Chanrod, Dr. Somara, Stan, and all instructors, and especially all beloved colleagues. Yeah, we have been see each other for a long time, and hopefully you all fine. Okay. Well, the situation in Brazil High School, new generation school, is a bit. I mean, yeah. Sometimes it's quite happy. Sometimes it's exhausted because of work. But yeah, we are very happy to work as a mentor in new generation school at Brazil. Well, actually, we so far we have done many tasks, and then we also have a lot of things to do as well, such as, for example, like we work as a mentor here. We also divided in 2 parts. I mean, one is for social subject and another one science subjects. Yeah. So we divided into 2 parts. Yeah. And yeah, among us, we also have class to take, except me, that I don't have any class to take. So I'm quite better than others among my teams. Yeah, and another thing, we also work as the other mentors. We go to observe the teachers, we give feedback, we help teachers to show their issue or any challenge that happen in the teaching career, anything like that. And one more thing, we also, apply the blinded classroom, or we call flipped classroom in NGS. So we actually work very hard in order to follow up the teachers whether they apply it effectively or not. Yeah, and yeah, and then we also have teachers to produce the video for our resource as well. So far, even teachers finish from their work, they still work on their video production. So they have no much time from their work actually. Yeah. So yes, and then as we are a mentor, we also follow up all teachers by giving giving them feedback of their video, and even a worksheet as well. We produce both video and worksheet at the same time. Yeah, and and another case, we also have PLC, professional community developments, every Saturday. So we spend a whole Saturday in order to, sorry, only half days in only afternoon in order to make a PLC, and then the PLC, first we just talk about um, using video, but later we try to find out new topic in order to apply with the PLC. Yeah, for example, like last 2 months we did like producing educational games in our school. Yeah, so yeah, we work a lot, I can say. Yeah, and beside of that, as a mentor, also try to cooperate with the experienced teachers in order to train our novice teachers in Prasiswat High School as well. So we, that is very first experience for us to share about the new teaching methodologies. Yeah, and, yeah, and even now we also still work. I think maybe some of us have a vocation, but for the mentors in Prasiswat, we still work normally. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. It seems that you are trying a lot of new approaches.
Yep.
Maybe I'm talking to the others. If you are interested, maybe you can tell them what you would like to learn about their experience. If you have questions about blended learning, about flipped classroom, about educational games, maybe your experience can be useful for your colleagues as well, especially your experience with online learning and blended approaches. If it has been difficult in Cambodia, that was a national strategy during the COVID crisis. All the schools were supposed to learn online or to do some kind of distance learning with the worksheets, watching videos and so on. And it appears that it was not very effective. I mean, not effective at all, in fact, at the national level. So if there are some successful experiences, I think it's good to share what works, what doesn't work. I'm currently working for the UNICEF on that problem. And we have seen the first national results. They have done a survey at the national level, and it's bad, really bad. It's like, well, the worst figure was 16% of the students have learned more than 5 hours a week. 16. That's very low. It means that 90% of the students have done almost nothing. So we are facing a big crisis in education. And distance learning is one possible solution, but it's difficult to implement. So it would be very useful if you have had a successful experience with that you share it to the others. I know some other NGS schools have done distance learning. Also, I think Precleap has done some videos, a lot of videos as well. Am I right, Piri?
Yes, then for Precleap High School, we made a video for students to learn. Yeah, and then we post in our Facebook page for students. in
Do you have
setting curriculum,
yeah.
setting schedule.
Okay, good. Do you have an idea about how many students actually watch the videos?
Oh, about how many students watching the video?
Yeah, because it's one thing to produce the videos, but if nobody watches them, it's not very useful. I'm assuming that in NGS you manage to, to monitor the work of the students relatively well. I know that videos produced at the national level are not watched by many students, so it's quite complicated. Do you have something you want to share about that?
Yeah, Stan. We cannot count someone to watch video, but we have the system to follow up the student. Yeah.
Good.
After teacher send them the video, or student can go to the Facebook page of the school and then go through the video, and then they watch the video by the schedule, and then student need to copy the lesson and do the homework and send back to the school by the telegram, and a teacher in any subject check what they are doing. For example, like see what student yeah, because they need to watch the video and then copy the lesson, and that's why we can know a student can watch video or not.
Yeah,
and
if
then
they can do
if they if they don't send back to teacher, we have one team to connect them. For example, we have the telegram with a parent, and we also have the we can call to the parent, yeah,
okay,
to follow up. Yeah.
It seems to be a good organization. So you have several kind of actions. First, the homework, then warning the parents, and you have a team specifically for that. It seems to be a good organization. Maybe the others can take inspiration from you. If you are interested in any of these experiences, please contact your colleagues so to get more details on this. I think Kampong Chan has done some videos as well, but it was difficult for them to, at least at first, it was difficult to get the homework back. So if you can share your experience, it's probably useful. I don't know about the other schools, Pyeongchang, if you have been able to do some distance learning or not. It's not possible everywhere, so there is no shame. What is possible at Sisowat or Prekliap, in Phnom Penh with good internet connection, maybe it's not as easy in rural areas. So there is no shame, just share your difficulties. It's perfectly normal. And as I told you, at the national level, it's really, really bad. So if you manage to do just something, you are better than a normal school. So don't worry. Okay. So good. I think you have some useful information. What would you advise to the others? I'm talking to the teachers, the mentors at Sisowat. If you have some recommendations for the others to improve online learning. Young Sim?
Yes. What?
Do you have any recommendation? I know you have learned a lot about distance learning.
Yeah, actually, when Perry mentioned about posting the video to the student, in CICME2020 we also have the NGS mobile application that we can post the video for the student. And in that application, we can assign the task as the individual work or discussion and also group work to the student. And after the student have finished their homework or their discussion, they can post the answer back to the teachers, and the teacher can correct it by giving comment. The same as on Facebook, when someone posts the pictures, another one can comment on the pictures. So the teacher can comment whether it is have any problem, or during the class, the teacher also can show the application and tell the student which one is the problem for the student, or which one is right or which one is wrong, and the student can correct it and post it again in the application.
Good.
And I want to add more to Brother Quilly. He mentioned most of it is because we divided into two parts. The first one is the science subject part, and another one is social science subject part. So most of the tasks that he has mentioned, for example, doing observation, creating the video, and have a teaching class, we have the same thing to do. And we also have the training for the new teacher on teaching methodology. For example, IBL, PBL for the new teachers. And in science subject, we also have a training on experimental, we can say we create a book for the experimental lab. For example, the teachers, for example, biology teachers, he want to mention about, let's say, the plants. So they will propose, we can say a hypothesis for that experiment, and then they do the experiment, and then the result of experiment, and then they compile it as a book for the student, and also compile it as a book for the other teacher who want to teach in this class.
Okay, so you have produced written material to train the teachers. Wow, great. Would you like to share that material with your colleagues? Is it possible?
Yes, in PDF file.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. I think there are some questions on the chat about blended approach, blended strategies. Any comments you want to make, or maybe you can just briefly, very briefly describe the kind of strategy you have. When you mention flipped classroom or blended approach, it might not be clear for your colleagues.
All right, but actually, if everybody has go through the conference, yesterday conference, at the end of the conference in the morning, I think it is from 12 to 12:45. One of the lecturer also mentioned about blended classroom. Did everyone join it?
So you will go through the archives of the conference to get more information. Okay.
Yeah, this one. And if I can share one picture that mentioned about the flipped classroom. Share the pictures of blended classroom or flipped classroom. Let me check. And wait. Can somebody talk first, and then I can share the document in the Telegram, and then I will continue my talk. Okay?
Okay, good. So maybe we can listen to another school so that they can describe what they have done so far. What is left? Prevention? Set?
Okay, thank you. First, I would like to say good afternoon to Doctor and Stan and everyone here. So it's not far from others, but they have a special case in here. When we start working in here, it's nearly the end of the semester too. So the teacher have gone well with the final exam. So we don't have a chance. We did not have a chance to have them with distance learning. But however, since yeah, a few weeks later, we observed that yeah, maybe 80% of students have availability with internet using. So because we have used one survey, have done it one survey to the student, 90% of them have responded. So yeah, that's great that we hear that student did well with the distance learning. I would like to share about our work in here. Since we have the first start, we were included into the school supporting committee. So we involved in making plan, involved in yeah, making some support to the teacher. As this time the NGS school are being under school accreditation, so we have a lot of work to do. The first thing is we do with the teacher career path. We have them consult with filling the form and checking with the goal and what they have accomplished once in the year. So we do that, and we involve in interviewing new teacher for coming for the next academic year.
Oh, interviewing new teachers.
Yeah.
So you are part of the recruitment process.
Exactly. So yeah, we also do more on administrative tasks. We make we call announcement for the teachers whenever we have event or workshop or any meeting in haste. So we create an announcement to the teacher so that we can have lighten up the burden of the principal. So as that part, we also do with a technical team leader, because this is our first plan. We work with them, with the technical team leader, to have them make a blueprint for the next year curriculum, or we can say next year plan, teaching plan, in each subject, because they will have their own syllabus. They make their own chat time in every lesson by subject in a year. So we have them to make to make their plan for teaching, so that they will coordinate or facilitate to each member. We do a lot of things outside, like we have supporting new teacher for some letter. We do a survey to the student for the school survey, and do something about support the school worker in an doing with the environment protection, or we call rubbish or something like that, that we see, and then we direct them to clean the school, something like that.
You mentioned a school survey. What is the purpose of the survey?
That one is about the project. We want to test that because next year will be autonomous. We will become autonomous school. So we will to check survey to the student whether they will give some contribution, finance support for the school.
Oh,
we make that kinds of the
it's more for the parents. It's a question for the parents more than the students.
Yeah,
if we are talking about contribution.
There are some survey for the student also, as Cohort have done it.
Can you give us an example?
Cohort, can you give some?
Okay. Yes, for the survey that I did, is they have two. First is the way as Mongshad mentioned. We drop a link to the student to complete their general information about their family, about his or her parents' job, and the income in his or her family. Yeah, and one another survey is about the student enrollment for the next new academic year. Yeah, so we can know that most of the students at the franchise, they can use technology. I mean, it's up to 80 or 90% that they can use technology. Yeah.
Okay, that's a very useful information. It means that most of them can do it. So you know what you can do in terms of distance learning. Do you have any plan for those who cannot access technology?
We have got the response is 90% of them, and then the rest
90% is quite high, but it still leaves 10% who cannot use it. So
yes, then
do you have anything for this 10%?
10% is not mean that they cannot use technology. It might be they don't have the example like smartphone, computer, or any kind of equipment to complete. So that school has the form so that they can come to school to take the form and complete it.
Okay, so there is a solution for them at school, which means that 10% of the students can come to school to do it, and the others, they do it from home.
Yeah.
That's it. It seems to be a good strategy. Interesting. Okay, thank you very much. Anything else you want to add? I think we have listened to most of the schools. Not Pyeongchikong. Tavi, are you with us?
Yes, Stan. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, good.
Yes. Okay, so first of all, I would like to good afternoon to all instructor, doctor, and Stan, and everyone. Yeah. So about the activity that I have done so far, it's not far different. So the two main activity are classroom observation and teaching. Okay, so at the beginning of the September, I have a meeting with technical team leader to introduce about role as a mentor, and about the plan to observe all the teachers who were teaching in grade 9, because at that time there was only one level, only grade 9 that the student have class. And the second activity I have class to teach. Yes, so that all about the activity that I have done. And Brother Sok Ai, please add more.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to say hello to everyone here. I miss you.
Miss you too.
Yeah, I hope you are fine, and thank you, Tavi, for a short presentation and ask me to add some idea. Okay, so I just have something to add more. Yeah, and as Tavi has mentioned, since we have started our work in the early of September, so yes, at the first time we have prepare a meeting with the school management team and other teacher to inform our role as a mentor. And we also mentioned about the classroom management, so that classroom observation that we will do to support all the grade 9 teacher. Actually, those teachers were not our official mentors, because in this period they just work, they just taught the student to prepare the student for the national grade 9 exam. Yeah, so we after the meeting we have prepared our observation form, and we have prepared the work plan to observe the classroom, and then send it to the vice principal, the one who responsible for technical, and then we inform all the teacher the schedule that we will observe the class. And then for our observation in November, we have in September we have done 10 observation, in October 11, and the last month November we have 4 observation. And actually in September we did not provide any constructional feedback to the teacher, because it is new for the teacher with to work with us as a mentor. So we were afraid that they will not feel comfortable. So just discuss and say something and ask them about their feeling towards the mentoring program, like that. Okay, and for October and November we started giving our constructional feedback to the teacher. And then after each month of observation, we have written monthly report, so that we can inform the process of our classroom observation to the school principal and other vice school principals. Yeah, because we have 3 vice school principals here. And yeah, okay. And furthermore, we were assigned to have with taking the teacher's lesson plan, career path, and question bank. But all these activities will be done in the next academic year, because everything is already done for the previous year. So we just discuss, and also we have received, or we have joined some orientation on career path and question bank from the NGS program officer, I can say, Mr. Chumlot, as an animator here. Yes, and also we also have the vice school principal to prepare grade 9 examination sheet, and we also have joined as the committee for the exams as well. Yeah, and more than that, we also Tavi and I have joined the interview. We have interviewed some teachers for the next academic year as well, by using the questionnaire question form provided by the school animator. Yeah, and during our working here, we have faced some challenge or a problem. Like as we can see, the school autonomy is not fully applied, as I can see, because I have 2 reasons. The first one is like political interfere. Yes, because you know, the board, the one who come from the like the POE, those they seem not they didn't want the school, the NGS to be open for the other school. for example, like in the entrance examination, they don't want the school to announce this information to all the school. They just allow the student. I mean, in Cambodia, it is not a kind of a cluster, but I mean, like we have 1, 2, 3, or 4 primary school that the student there after they. Sorry.
Yeah, you can add more.
Okay, so like 4 primary school there when the student have finished grade 6. In the past, they automatically went to PMG Kong High School. So even NGS have prepared an entrance examination. They just want only the 4 school, the student from the 4 school to join the examination. And for the Angkor Ban, even the Angkor Ban is an NGS school, they don't want those students to join or to take the exam to study at NGS.
Yes,
I think it is a kind of political interference.
If I understand, they're afraid that students coming from other schools will take the place of those who usually come from the 4 main.
Because the school board they are afraid of they are afraid that the parent will complain, because if their children cannot pass the exam at the NGS, they will go to the other school, which is far away from their house.
I see.
Yes, this is the end of my presentation. Yes, so Tavi, if you have something else, you can raise. Thank you.
No, thank you.
There is a question from Chanak on the chat to Sokai. Are you comfortable with your mentees since you are originally from primary school level?
I'm reading his question.
Yep.
Okay, it is a good question, and yes, very good question. Okay, honestly, since I am new to NGS and I have just started working with them for a short time, I can see that I did not make a good relationship among the teacher yet, and I know that I need to spend more time to get to know and to make them feel confidence with my role and responsibility as a mentor at NGS school. And for my past experience as a primary school teacher, for me, I feel comfortable, but I cannot answer that the teacher feel comfortable with my background or not. But I did not tell them a lie, or I mean that I told them the truth that originally or my career in the past I was a primary school teacher. Since the first day I went there, I already told them. Yeah.
Well, I think it might be good if you. It's good to be honest in any case, but it's also good to have an experience that is slightly different from the experience of your mentees, because you can have another point of view and complete what they already know. Especially primary school might be very useful for teachers who maybe don't understand what has happened to their students before they came to secondary schools. secondary school teachers, generally they don't know how their colleagues teach in primary school and vice versa. So I think it's good to have this kind of communication. And also it might be good for you to discuss with, you know, the different primary schools that give you students. Sometimes the quality of their teaching is not very good. I don't know how many students at PM Shikong have difficulties with reading, with basic mathematics, and so on. And maybe it's good to inform the teachers in primary school about what they need in secondary school. And also in the other direction, for primary school teachers to inform the teachers in secondary school about what they can expect. So maybe you can use your experience even more. Not just consider it as an obstacle, but maybe a strength.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else? Okay.
No more, Stan. Thank you very much.
I think we have reviewed most of the schools, except Kampong Cham, but I don't see any of them here in the list. So our colleagues from Kampong Cham are not with us today. I don't know why. Maybe they are busy or whatever. We'll check with them. So in the agenda, in the questions that I've sent to you, I've mentioned the COVID crisis. You have already shared a lot of things about that, about the activities that you have tried to deal with crisis. Just some updates, because as I told you at the beginning, I'm working for the UNICEF on a program, a national program for you know, COVID response. CAPE is working on referencing the existing material, online material. It will take some time before we can clarify all the videos produced by different departments, and it's a little bit messy. Also, but you will receive in the next few months some clear references to improve it. But I think for the time being, you might rely a lot on your own material, what you produce in each school. CICME2020 Precleap, you produce your own videos, so that's a wonderful job. Also, at the beginning of the new academic year, you will have to organize some assessments, diagnostic assessments. If you remember your lessons about assessments, diagnostic assessments are meant to evaluate the needs of the students, not to give them scores, but just to evaluate the needs. So I'm preparing that, and you will have material to help the teachers make the right decisions. Some of you have done a wonderful job in during the COVID with distance learning, but there are some students who have basically learned nothing at all. And maybe some lessons are missing. So you need to check before you can resume the normal lessons. I would be very interested to know how many students are concerned in your schools, in NGS, how many students have missed most of the lessons. I hope it's better than the average. But we need to check it honestly. So you will have a lot of work to help the teachers during that process. For now, we don't exactly know how much damage has been done to the school system. So I want to encourage you and to tell you, if you find out that many students have difficulties this year and don't have the foundations, it's normal. It's really what you can expect. And remember, in NGS, you have pedagogical freedom. So if you find out that it's necessary to reteach a lot of lessons, don't be afraid to do it. Encourage the teachers to reteach what is necessary. For instance, if they are working in grade 9, they might need to reteach some lessons from grade 8. Be flexible and try to facilitate communications between teachers so that the process goes smoothly. We will send you at the middle of January some material for that. We are preparing that. It's also possible that you will have to continue with distance learning for a while. Normally, the schools reopen on the 11th, but depending on the situations with the epidemic, it might be a little bit later. So that's it. Now, I would like to know from you if there are others who want to share about what they have done during the crisis in terms of distance learning. I've asked CICME2020 and Precleap to share a lot, but maybe the others want to share as well. Please tell us. Anyone wants to share? You seem to be worried about my intervention.
Hello, Stan.
Yeah.
Sorry, you called me?
Not specifically, but...
I'm sorry, I'm just busy with this work. I haven't listened to you for a while. Sorry for that.
No, I wanted to know if some mentors want to share more about distance learning, what they have done. And...
I have a question. Let's give it to Lida. Because Lida is teaching now in PTech. So now, because the pandemic is still, so what is her strategy of teaching? Is she doing online or what? Okay, let's hear from Lida.
Lida, oh yes, she's here. Please.
Okay, thank you, Mossad, and hello everyone. We still work online. I'm teaching online, and we have a worksheet for them, and I make the video for them. We exchange the class sometimes. They learn from the video. And sometimes we meet by
We don't hear you very well. Can you speak in your microphone? Oh. Just a few seconds. Maybe.
Is it okay, Lida? That's maybe her connection is not.
Hello, Bon.
No?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Sorry, banyak min they call now.
Let's do a quick.
Yes, did you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yes, it's better.
Yes, as I mentioned, I'm working online with a student by using Zoom, or sometimes I take the video for the lesson and send to the PTech channel for the student can learn and give them the worksheet. Yeah, and we monitor and give a feedback to the student by the worksheet that they return to me. And the difficulty for me is the micro teaching. In the micro teaching at the pre-tech is not what we have learned at the NGPRC, like the stemma or confidency. And so it's too hard for me to teach the micro teaching. I take two subjects. One subject is chemical analysis, and the second subject micro teaching. And
So,
yeah.
what is exactly micro teaching?
Micro teaching, we teach the student some technique like nail concept, constructivism, concept map, and concept cartoon. But we are like a thematic or confidency. I don't know what they come from. It's so difficult to find the document by myself, to read and to translate it. So it's too hard for me.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't understand what how to apply in the chemistry lesson plan. So it's too hard for me.
Okay. So please send to the NGPRC whatever questions you have, and I will see with instructors if we can give you some ideas, or if one of the mentors have something to help Lida, please please tell her.
Yeah. For the Bonjana question, the PTech has a platform of e-learning. We use the Zoom and video recording or the Google Meet, and the PTech has their own channel. All the teachers that take the video recording, they send to our channel, and every the time they teach, they need to send the video to the channel, the YouTube Telegram channel, so the student can learn by watching the video, and the teacher have to send them the worksheet. Some teachers use the Google Classroom, but the issue is some student doesn't have the computer. They have only a smartphone, and it is too difficult for them to use the Google Classroom to do the homework. So some students just give them the homework by writing on the book and take the photo, send back to the teacher. the micro teaching using. Okay, Stan, I will send you.
Okay, good. If you have any question, any difficulty in your work, it's good to share and to ask your questions. We can help each other.
Yeah, actually, for the my subject is okay. I can deal with that, but the micro teaching and methodology, too hard for me.
Yeah. Okay. So just time is running short, so just one last question for everybody, and it's related to what Somara has already shared. Do you have any difficulties that you want to tell us about? So is there anything that we can do to help you?
Yeah.
In general, for all of you, do you have any difficulty, any things that you need help with? Don't be shy.
Yeah, thank you.
Things that
For these 2 months, we have been working in our institution, and during this, I hope everyone will have a different experience, and also some also can compile or record experience into the notebook. That's why I would like to, if possible, in Kenya, I would like to invite everyone, or we can form a group to have a regular meeting monthly to share or to make something. Yeah. Also, we can call like a PLC mentors, like that.
Yes, it's a possibility. We can also try other tools if you want. We have tried to establish a forum for the conference, but in the future we could have a forum for mentoring itself, so that you can share your questions and material on a regular basis. That will be also a good way to communicate. If you want to organize a monthly meeting, that's fine for me. Just make sure that your timetables are compatible. And also, we have mentioned the Alumni Association. That's something that you can do under the Alumni Association. I think some of you are finalizing the translation of the statutes, so maybe we can have some update on it as well. Champana?
Hello, Stan.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I delegate some tasks to some of us from English subject, but they rejected, so I decided to do it all by my own with share with brother so I, and the rest now still keep it with me because there are some other translation tasks from doctors and as well as from one more, what is it? I forgot it. Yeah, but mostly from doctor. My exercise, and now I have to do another review, not yet finished also. Review some translation from other also, still in the process. Okay, so mình đi lượt. Hả? Con. Because he is noisy.
Lười.
Bật tiếng đi.
Well, anyway, we will try to, if all of you agree, or most of you agree, we will try to organize a regular meeting and sharing session for the mentors. Maybe you can write on the chat if you are interested, all of you. Please write on the chat if you are interested in a regular, maybe a monthly meeting, PLC for mentors, please. It seems that a good proportion of you are interested, so we will try to organize it. I will discuss with Chanak and Champana about the Alumni Association, and we will try to coordinate the two kind of activities, and we will keep you updated. So good. Thank you very much. Anyone else has some questions or concerns to share? Just to know. Okay. Tea break. Okay. I think we can wrap up this session. Thank you very much for your participation and for your useful information. And I hope that you will be very happy in your new job next year. And yeah.
Okay, Stan.
Continue.
Sorry, I just have one last important question for the mentor. Can you all turn on your camera and we take a group photo here?
Cannot, teacher, cannot.
For me, cannot teacher because I am now in the
toilet
place, in a messy place. So sorry.
Okay,
in the toilet.
Because we have several meetings this time, so I will.
Messi is opportunity. Come on.
What do you call messy? That's something you are ashamed of?
Just a little bit time.
I hope that everyone just woke up for a long time, not just in the bed right now. Okay. Is it 21 people only this one?
Kampong Cham. No.
No Kampong Cham?
No one from Kampong Cham.
Oh. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
For the first one? Okay, maybe one last. If you want to be freestyle, it's fine. Yeah. Okay. Okay, done. Thank you.
Hello, mình lưu dòng dây vậy?
Bà Lê Lê cô bà.
Lê cô nghiệp xưa à?
Trong prap mentor ទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងគឺស្អែកម៉ោង 1 ចូលរួមវេទិកាតុកមូលរឿងការអប់រំ STEM ហើយនិង Digital ហើយនិង International Cooperation ហើយអាហ្នឹងវាជាឱកាសដែរពីព្រោះយើងនឹងសហប្រតិបត្តិការជាមួយនឹង Texas University ហើយអ្នកស្រី Dr. IT ហ្នឹងគឺគាត់ឯកទេសខាង mentor ចឹងយើងប្រហែលជាមានកម្មវិធី exchange program ស្អីផ្សេងអាហ្នឹងគឺ feature plan ចឹងវាអាស្រ័យលើយើងម្នាក់ទេឱកាសមានគ្រប់គ្នាសំខាន់ត្រង់ថាតើយើងចាប់បានអត់អាហ្នឹងវាជារឿងមួយដែលយើងត្រូវពិចារណាដោយថាសន្និសីទអន្តរជាតិហ្នឹងគឺរៀបចំគឺដើម្បីយើងនឹងឯងទាំងអស់គ្នាប៉ុន្តែការចូលរួមរៀបចំធ្វើបទបង្ហាញណាបានតែ2នាក់សម្រាប់ចំនួនទី1ចូល5-10នាក់ទៀតទៅណា23នាក់ទៀតទៅណាដេកលក់អាហ្នឹងយើងទៅចារណាណាហើយនិកាយបត់ខ្លីពេលណាចប់ឬក៏ប្រឡែងខ្លាចូលព្រៃហើយក៏វាលែងមានស្អីទៅអ៊ីនេះអស់ហើយអាហ្នឹងយើងមិនតាន់ដោះស្រាយគ្នារួចហើយរឿងនិកាយបត់ខ្លីហើយក៏ចង់ជាប់អស់គ្នា
ជាប់អស់គ្នាទេដុកទ័របាក់ដុកជាប់ហើយ
យើងអត់អាចទៅចឹងបានទេពីព្រោះយើងជា mentor ខ្ញុំមិនដឹងថាយើងបានសន្និសីទ2ថ្ងៃហ្នឹងយើងបានចូលរួមស្ដាប់ប៉ុណ្ណាទេណាហើយយើងឃើញថាផ្ទៃមេឃវាធំទលាយប៉ុណ្ណាហើយ mentor យើងទៅធ្វើជាគំរូ model ដល់អ្នកផ្សេងទៀតអញ្ចឹងតួនាទីយើងធំមែនតើប៉ុន្តែអាការនិយាយវាជាការនិយាយប៉ុន្តែត្រូវការអនុវត្តប៉ុន្តែទោះបីមិនគឺថ្ងៃស្អែកវេលាម៉ោង 1 ជើញចូលរួមទាំងអស់គ្នាវាជាសំខាន់យើងជួបជាមួយនឹងវាគ្មិនហើយបទពិសោធន៍របស់ខ្ញុំចង់ចែកម្លែកយើងថាសន្និសីទអន្តរជាតិនោះវាជាឱកាសហើយមកក្នុងទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងតើវាគ្មិនមួយណាដែលយើងពេញចិត្តជាងគេយើងអាច connect ជាមួយគាត់អាចសប្បាយមានអារម្មណ៍រីករាយជាមួយយើង connect ហើយឱកាសរឿង exchange program គឺវាច្រើនឬតិចវាអាស្រ័យលើយើងបង្ហាញអា willingness សម្រាប់ជួយសាលារៀនយើងហើយកិច្ចសហប្រតិបត្តិការគឺអាចថាមជ្ឈមណ្ឌលជាអ្នកសម្របសម្រួលប៉ុន្តែ implementation វានៅសាលានៅតាមសាលាអញ្ចឹងយើងត្រូវ take initiative អញ្ចឹងក្នុងនាមយើងជា mentor ដែលត្រូវទៅឲ្យមានការផ្លាស់ប្ដូរនៅតាមសាលារៀនយើងត្រូវគិតទៅដល់លើរឿងណែនាំឬក៏ដឹកនាំក្លឹបសិក្សាហើយជំរុញសិស្សឲ្យចូលរួមការប្រកួតប្រជែងគណិតវិទ្យាអនឡាញពីព្រោះវាមានអ្នកទទួលខុសត្រូវប៉ុន្តែយើងថាយើងមិនមែនអ្នកឯកទេសគណិតវិទ្យាហើយនយោបាយមិនចាត់តាំងអីប៉ុន្តែយើងត្រូវតែចូលរួមជំរុញលើកទឹកចិត្តផ្ដល់យោបល់បង្ហាញផ្លូវអាហ្នឹងវាជាឆន្ទៈរបស់យើងដែលយើងចង់ឲ្យសាលារៀនយើងហ្នឹងដំណើរការល្អអញ្ ចឹងខ្ញុំអត់មានអីច្រើនទៀតទេណាគាត់ចង់ផ្ដាំផ្ញើអញ្ចឹងទី1ចូលរួមថ្ងៃស្អែកម៉ោង1វាជារឿងសំខាន់ហើយលិខិតអញ្ជើញនាយកគណៈគ្រប់គ្រងអីខ្ញុំផ្ញើទៅហើយប៉ុន្តែតាមរយៈយើងមក channel ទៀតដើម្បីឲ្យយើងជួយ forward ទៅឲ្យគាត់បញ្យល់គាត់បើគាត់អត់ចេះចូល link អីវាមិនយើងត្រូវតែសហការជួយគាត់ដើម្បីបង្ហាញថាអានឹងវាសំខាន់ដើម្បីគាត់ចូលរួមហើយគាត់អាចមានសំណួរអីយើងអាចជួយបកប្រែគាត់ទៅព្រោះគេអង់គ្លេសហើយបើគាត់អត់ចេះអង់គ្លេសយើងជួយបកប្រែគាត់សម្រួលអីចឹងទៅអានឹងវាបង្ហាញថាយើងខ្វាយខ្វល់ពីរឿងសាលាយើងអញ្ចឹងខាងគេនោះគេមាន fund គេចង់អនុវត្តគេចង់ជួយយើងប៉ុន្តែតែយើងរៀបចំខ្លួនហើយនៅដើម្បីឲ្យគេជួយអាហ្នឹងវាជារឿងមួយចង់ឲ្យគេជួយតែយើងត្រូវការអីខ្វះខាតអីអាហ្នឹងតើយើងច្បាស់ហើយបើយើងអត់ច្បាស់នាយកអត់ច្បាស់មិនដឹងគេទៅជួយណាទេណាអូខេអរគុណជូនពរតំណាងល្អគ្រប់គ្នាបាទហើយយើងបិទនៅរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលក៏ប៉ុន្តែដោយសារទីកន្លែងវាតូចវាជាអៀតអញ្ចឹងអត់បានគ្នាច្រើនទេអត់បានគ្នាច្រើនខ្ញុំចង់អញ្ជើញយើងទាំងអស់គ្នានឹងទៅចូលរួមដើម្បីចែក certificate នៃ attendance នឹងពីប្រធានរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលប៉ុន្តែចង់វាចេះចង់ប៉ុន្តែបន្ទប់វាមានតូចហើយរក្សា social distance យើងបានតែចំនួនទី1បាន2នាក់ចំនួនទី2បាន1នាក់ហើយនឹងគ្រូឧទ្ទេសទៅបាន12នាក់អញ្ចឹងសរុបទៅបាន5នាក់នឹងគាត់បានចូលរួមបន្ទប់ហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងសូមអធិស្ឋានមេត្តាយោគយល់កុំឲ្យថាជុំមិនបាន2នាក់ព្រោះគេធ្វើបទបង្ហាញនៅក្នុងសន្និសិទដែលយើងអត់ធ្វើបទបង្ហាញអាហ្នឹងវាញែកជ្រើសរើសអញ្ចឹងនឹងជ្រើសរើសវិញ25នាក់ហ្នឹងគឺស្រឡាញ់រាប់អានទាំងអស់គ្នាប៉ុន្តែដល់ជ្រើសរើសមិនគេធ្វើបទបង្ហាញយើងអត់ធ្វើបទបង្ហាញហ្នឹងទៅធ្វើមិនជ្រើសរើសអ្នកធ្វើបទបង្ហាញអរគុណជូនពរសំណាងដល់គ្រប់គ្នាបាទអរគុណ
អរគុណច្រើនលោកអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នា I hope that Stan also can understand what Dr. Chandra mentioned earlier.
Sorry, I speak in Khmer. Sorry.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay. អញ្ចឹងអរគុណច្រើនលោកគ្រូហើយសង្ឃឹមថា proposal នឹងការជុំគ្នាមួយខែម្ដងវានឹងល្អច្រើនខ្ញុំក៏ support ដែរដោយសារយើងអាចនឹងlearn ពីគ្នាទៅវិញទៅមកហើយដូចបញ្ហារបស់លោកគ្រូកំសែងអីក៏ជាបញ្ហាមួយដែលអាចថាជា association សម្រាប់ mentor របស់យើងអាចជួយដោះស្រាយបានណាអញ្ចឹងបានពេលខ្លះយើងអាចប្រផុសមិនថាពេលដែលយើងមានបញ្ហាក៏យើងត្រូវសួរខ្លួនឯងថាយើងមានគំនិតនៃ initiative solution នឹងអត់ទេអញ្ចឹងពេលដែលយើងធ្វើការងារយើងចង់បានជោគជ័យយើងពេលយើងជួបបញ្ហាយើងកុំយកបញ្ហាទៅបង្ហាញគេហើយយើងអត់មានដំណោះស្រាយពេលខ្លះយើងក៏ត្រូវមានដំណោះស្រាយក្នុងចិត្តយើងណាបាទអញ្ចឹងយើងបើខ្ញុំសួរក្នុងក្រុមហ្នឹងគឺលក្ខណៈថាឲ្យលោកគ្រូទីមួយព្យាយាមរកដំណោះស្រាយខ្លួនឯងហើយបានយើងចាប់ដើមបើយើងរកយកឃើញយើងអាចយកអ្នកដែលយើងជួយគ្នាយើងអាចប្រើគ្នាយើងអត់ចាំបាច់ប្រើ expert ទេតែខ្ញុំច្រើននិយាយថាជួនកាលយើងចាំ expert តែប៉ុន្តែ expert គាត់បានជំនាញហ្នឹងមិនមែនគាត់បានមកឯងបាននេះមិនមែនគាត់ទៅរៀនពី expert ផ្សេងអ្នកខ្លះគាត់ expertise ឬក៏ expert type របស់គាត់ហ្នឹងគាត់បានពីណាមកពីការអនុវត្តជាក់ស្ដែងពីការដោះស្រាយវាពីពេលទៅពេលហ្នឹងណាបាទនឹងការ work closely និង collaboratively នេះដែលជាផ្នែកមួយនៃជំនាញដែលយើងអាចបានហ្នឹងណាអញ្ចឹង team របស់យើង25នាក់បើយើងមានឱកាសនៃការចូលរួមចែករំលែកទាំងអស់គ្នា25ចំណុចក្នុងមួយខែអញ្ចឹងលោកគ្រូសំទៅបានប្រហែលក្នុងមួយឆ្នាំអញ្ចឹងបើយើងជួបម្ដងយើង learn បានមួយចំណុចពីម្នាក់អញ្ចឹងយើងបាន25ចំណុចណាចឹងនេះជាផ្នែកមួយល្អច្រើនហ្នឹងសម្រាប់ការប្រជុំសម្រាប់ monthly meeting ហ្នឹងគឺល្អច្រើនសម្រាប់លោកគ្រូហើយសង្ឃឹមថាលោកគ្រូនឹង take time ហើយខ្ញុំចេះចូលទៅ scroll មើលនៅក្នុងconference យើងដែរដូចជាអត់សូវឃើញមានលោកគ្រូ mentor យើងចូលច្រើនប្រហែលនេះអញ្ចឹងតើយើងអានេះយើងធ្វើសម្រាប់ mentor ដល់ពេល mentor យើងអត់ចូលអានេះវាជាឧបសគ្គ
បរិញ្ញាលោកគ្រូដល់ពេលអញ្ចឹងចូលបានតែពេលចាប់បានចូល
អូខេបាទអញ្ចឹងយើងនៅបើ level យើងនៅតែគាត់ថាលោកគ្រូអាច follow up តាមឯកសាររបស់យើងតាមក្រោយសារយើងប្រហែលជាមានឯកសារផ្សេងណា បាទអញ្ចឹងសង្ឃឹមថាយើងនឹងនៅតែ follow up នៅតែព្យាយាម grow នឹងលើណាបាទអញ្ចឹងវាជាផ្នែកមួយបាទយ៉ាងណា
ចង់ឆ្លើយបន្តិចដែលអ្នកគ្រូឆ្លើយថាជាប់រវល់បរិញ្ញាប៉ុន្តែបើសិនជាយើងគិតថាអាសន្និសិទនឹងវាសំខាន់ណាយើងអាចប្រាប់នាយកសាលាហើយពេល schedule យើងអាច delay ឬក៏អាច change អីហើយបើត្រូវការចាំបាច់យើងអាចមានលិខិតអន្តរាគមន៍ពីមជ្ឈមណ្ឌលព្រោះពេលខ្លះខ្ញុំគិតថាដូចជាមិនចាំបាច់បានជាខ្ញុំមិនចាំបាច់សរសេរលិខិតអីបើសិនជាយើងធ្វើគេហៅថា physical conference យើងនឹងមានលិខិតទេសនាមួយសញ្ញាដោយឯកឧត្តមរដ្ឋមន្ត្រីប៉ុន្តែដល់ពេលយើងអនឡាញទៅក៏អាលិខិតទេសនាផ្លូវការនឹងទៅចឹងហើយបានយើងត្រូវគិតតែពីរឿងអតិភិបស្អីដែលអតិភិបស្អីមិនអតិភិបហើយបើសិនតែត្រូវការចាំបាច់ស្អីមួយមជ្ឈមណ្ឌលអាចធ្វើការអន្តរាគមន៍បានប៉ុន្តែដោយសារយើងថាយើងរវល់បរិញ្ញាហើយទម្លាក់សន្និសិទតាមពិតទៅសន្និសិទនេះគឺគោលដៅធំគឺសម្រាប់យើងដែលមិនទៅចំនួនទី1ប៉ុន្តែដល់ពេលយើងបានទៅដល់សាលាទៅក៏រួចខ្លួនបាត់អស់ទៅបងប្អូនចំនួនទី2ឃើញគេបង្ហាញស្នាដៃគេគឺកោតសៅមែនតើណាហើយយើងអត់មានឱកាសចូលរួមគេខ្ញុំប្រាប់លោកមឿនសុកអៃដែរថាមើលមានអ្នកណាស្ម័គ្រចិត្តអីទេដូចជាអត់ឃើញព្រោះជួនកាលវាជាឱកាសដែរជាឱកាសខ្ញុំចង់ឲ្យឃើញថាមជ្ឈមណ្ឌលយើងនឹងខ្លាយទៅជាកន្លែងឱកាសដែលបង្ហាញសមត្ថភាពព្រោះយើងចេះតែកោតសរសើរប្រទេសជឿនលឿនគេណាសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកគឺជាប្រទេសដែលពោពេញដោយឱកាសអ្នកណាមានសមត្ថភាពគេបង្ហាញសមត្ថភាពទៅហើយមានការកោតសរសើរមានស្អីអីឡើងតាមនឹងអញ្ចឹងទៅហើយយើងនឹងក៏ដូចគ្នាដែរតើយើងមានសមត្ថភាពខាងអីយើងបង្ហាញខាងនឹងហ្មងហើយយើងទៅស្វែងរកឱកាសដើម្បីឲ្យបង្ហាញសមត្ថភាពនឹងព្រោះខ្ញុំតែងតែនិយាយហើយថាយើងដាវយើងវាមុតមែនប៉ុន្តែបើយើងទុកតែក្នុងស្រោមក៏វាអត់មានប្រយោជន៍អីដែរអត់មានប្រយោជន៍អីទាំងអស់តែបើយើងដាវយើងមុតណាយើងស្វែងរកឱកាសដើម្បីបង្ហាញសមត្ថភាពយើងបង្ហាញពីដាវដែលយើងមុតគឺអីល្អហ្នឹងអាហ្នឹងគឺគេកោតសរសើរគេដឹងយើងហើយនៅពេលមួយគេត្រូវការយើងគេទៅរកយើងហ្មងយើងនៅឯណាក៏ដោយយើងមិនចង់ក៏ដោយក៏គេទៅស្វែងរកយើងដែរអញ្ចឹងណា
ចាលោកគ្រូអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំសូមជូនភ្ជាប់ទៅគ្រូនេះដែរក៏ប៉ុន្តែអត់មានបញ្ហាអីទេលោកគ្រូសម្រាប់សាលាគឺគាត់ពេញចិត្តសម្រាប់ការឲ្យយើងចូលរួមអញ្ចឹងប៉ុន្តែគាត់ថាដូរកាម៉ោងក៏បានដែរប៉ុន្តែសិស្សពិបាកទាំងថាគាត់អត់មានម៉ោងឲ្យយើង make up វាតាមក្រោយអញ្ចឹងព្យាយាមទៅមួយគាត់ទៅតែសូមគាត់ចេញមុនហើយព្យាយាមចូលទៅខាង conference របស់លោកគ្រូហ្នឹងគាត់ថាបើឲ្យ
fit conference របស់ខ្ញុំទេអាហ្នឹងយើងកុំឲ្យមានប្រសាសន៍អញ្ចឹងចា conference យើងងអស់គ្នាហើយជឿខ្ញុំទៅហេតុផលកាលណាយើងគិតថាអាហ្នឹងវាអតិភិបខ្ពស់យើងតែងតែរកហេតុផលអីដើម្បីអំណះអំណាងដើម្បីសុំគេដើម្បីឲ្យបានទៅឱកាសហ្នឹងតែបើសិនជាយើងគិតថាអានឹងវាបន្ទាប់បន្សំយើងយកអាហេតុផលអីផ្សេងយកមកអំណះអំណាងដើម្បីឲ្យថាការបានចូលរួមរបស់យើងនឹងគឺមានអំណះអំណាងត្រឹមត្រូវយើងស្របច្បាប់អានឹងចិត្តសាស្ត្រគឺក៏ប៉ុណ្្នឹងទេហើយបើសិនជាយើងចង់ឧទាហរណ៍ថាត្រូវបានទៅបរទេសវិញមើលយើងមានហេតុផលសពគ្រប់បែបយ៉ាងដើម្បីបញ្យល់ថាអត់អីទេអាកម្មវិធីនឹងយើងនឹង make up អីវិញបានងោះជឿអញ្ចឹងឯងព្រោះហេតុផលមានប៉ុណ្្នឹងតើយើងអានឹងដាក់ជាអត្ថភាពឬក៏បន្ទាប់បន្សំបើបន្ទាប់បន្សំអូខេវាមានលេសហេតុផលអីផ្សេងតែបើអត្ថភាពយើងរកហូរមូលហេតុសពគ្រប់បែបយ៉ាងដើម្បីឲ្យអាអត្ថភាពហ្នឹងវាបានទៅមុនប៉ុណ្្នឹងសូមអរគុណហើយជោគជ័យនៅលើខ្លួនយើងទេជឿទេជោគជ័យខ្លួនយើងជាអ្នកកំណត់តើយើងចង់បានជោគជ័យកម្រិតណាហើយតែយើងប្រឹងប្រែងវាកម្រិតណាយើងវិនិយោគវាប៉ុណ្ណាយើងនឹងទទួលផលបានប៉ុណ្ណឹងដូចភាសាគេថាបើយើងដាំស្វាយវាបានផ្លែស្វាយបើយើងដាំអីវាបានហ្នឹងតែបើយើងប្រឹងវាកម្រិតណាពេលខ្លះអាលទ្ធផលនោះវាអត់ទាន់បានភ្លាមវារយៈពេលវែងអាកន្លែងខ្លះវាត្រូវការវិនិយោគរយៈពេលវែងហើយបើយើងមើលអត់ឃើញអាណាសំខាន់ជាងអាណាអីហ្នឹងគឺវាជាបញ្ហាប្រឈមរបស់យើងហើយអញ្ចឹងយើងត្រូវគិតមើលអាណាអត្ថិភាពជំរឹះព្រោះវាមកវាមានច្រើនអាការងារមានច្រើនយើងត្រូវជំរឹះ អាណាអត្តភាពអាណាមុនអាណាក្រោយអាណាដែលវាជាព្រឹត្តិការណ៍មួយឆ្នាំមានម្ដងឬក៏5ឆ្នាំមានម្ដងជួនកាលមួយជីវិតមានម្ដងអាហ្នឹងវាត្រូវយើងទៅគិតអាកន្លែងហ្នឹងបើមិនណាព្រឹត្តិការណ៍រាល់ថ្ងៃយើងអាចឆេងយើងអាចស្អីបានអាហ្នឹងវាយើងទៅអាហ្នឹង problem solving ដែរ problem solving ដូចគ្នាតើយើងដោះស្រាយបញ្ហាហ្នឹងវារបៀបម៉េចហើយការចូលរួមសន្និសីទហ្នឹងគឺអាហ្នឹងគឺអនុវត្តជំនាញទុនសតវត្សទី21ខ្ញុំឃើញបងប្អូនចំនួនទី2ធ្វើការនេះគឺពេញចិត្តខ្លាំងមែនតើគេធ្វើការងារជាក្រុមគេសហការគ្នាគេពិភាក្សាដោះស្រាយបញ្ហាខ្ញុំថាចុះចំនួនទី1បាត់ទៅណាវាអត់ឃើញបង្ហាញអីសោះណាអញ្ចឹងអានោះវាជាការប្រកួតប្រជែងទេណាប្រកួតប្រជែងយើងត្រូវពិចារណាឡើងវិញពីព្រោះយើងបងគេយើងត្រូវតែធ្វើគំរូដល់ប្អូនហើយដើម្បីឲ្យប្អូនរៀនតាមហើយបើយើងបងយើងអត់បង្ហាញគំរូឲ្យប្អូនអត់ជួយប្អូនហើយបងគេអត់ពាក់អត់ពឹងពាក់បងគេឯករាជ្យគេទៅតាមពិតយើងទៅបងយើងទៅជួយគេទៅជួយឯតាំងពី moderator កងប្រងស្អីហ្នឹងខ្ញុំអាហ្នឹងខ្ញុំសង្ឃឹមលើនិស្សិតចំនួនទី1តាចំនួនទី2គេរ៉ាប់រងទាំងអស់អូខេ perfect អរគុណនិយាយដូចច្រើនពេក
ក៏ប៉ុន្តែយើងប្រងស្នើសុំមកជួយដែរចំនួនទី1ដែលស្អីយើងយល់ថាលោកគ្រូនៅលើ on the job អញ្ចឹងយើងក៏បាទនឹងដកគ្នាមកជួយច្រើនយើងបាទនេះយើងក៏ជាឱកាសទេដើម្បី conference យើងចូលគឺយើងបង់លុយបាទយើងមិនទៅសកាត់ធ្ងន់ហ្នឹងក៏សំខាន់បើយើងចូល conference យើងមានឱកាសកសាង network អីចឹងណាតែបាទខ្ញុំពីខ្ញុំចូលទៅ Camteso ជួយ Camteso សានេះ conference online ក៏បង់លុយដែរ$20ដែរតែយើងបង់ទៅដើម្បីយើងបានចូលរួមដើម្បីយើងកសាង network តែក៏គោលបំណងខ្ញុំទៅ Camteso ពីច្រើនខ្ញុំទៅ promote ពី center ទេអញ្ចឹង presentation ពេលខ្លះគឺខ្ញុំធ្វើដើម្បី center សូម្បីតែខ្ញុំក្នុង session យើងនេះប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំអត់គ្រោងថា share ទេដល់ពេលតេស្តទី1តេស្តលើ form តេស្តលើជាប់ហើយក៏ខ្ញុំចំ slide ហ្នឹងតែ topic របស់ខ្ញុំគឺយើងផ្ដោតលើ curriculum ផ្ដោតលើ center ច្រើនយើងដើម្បីយើង promote center ផងហើយយើងក៏សាង network អីផងអញ្ចឹងណាយើងសម្រាប់ conference គឺគោលបំណងដែលគេចង់ទៅធ្វើគឺគេដើម្បីកសាង network અને communication នៃការតំណែងផ្សេងៗយើងបានពី conference ហ្នឹងប៉ុណ្ណឹងឯងអញ្ចឹងបើករណីរបស់អ្នកគ្រូ leader ឯងបើសិនជាលើកក្រោយបើសិនអ្នកគ្រូអាចថា invite កូនសិស្សអ្នកគ្រូមកថ្នាក់នឹងចូលមក conference ហ្នឹងក៏ល្អម្យ៉ាងដែរគាត់អាចលើបានច្រើនបើគាត់ថាហ្នឹងគាត់ទៅជា
បាទខ្ញុំចូលច្រើនបន្ទាប់
ហ្នឹងហើយ
គាត់ចូលច្រើនតែគាត់បាក់ថងថាលោកគ្រូមាន section A B C អញ្ចឹងគាត់ថាគាត់អត់ដឹងចូលមួយណាវាច្រើនពេក
ហ្នឹង buffet យើងចង់ញ៉ាំអីយើងចាប់ហ្នឹងទៅចង់ញ៉ាំនំបញ្ចុកញ៉ាំនំបញ្ចុកចង់ញ៉ាំបាញ់ឆៅទៅហ្នឹងគឺមិន
អូសិស្សខ្ញុំតែមកលោកគ្រូអត់ស្គាល់
បាទអត់ទេនេះយើងគាត់ថាបើនេះគ្រូអាចថាបញ្ចូលបាននេះវាជា session មួយយើងអាចឲ្យគាត់ reflect អីចឹងណាប៉ុន្តែដោយ Camteso គេចូលទៅគេចែកគ្នាចូលនេះគ្រូគេណាក្នុងការដែលគេមាន Camteso មានដល់ប្រមាណបន្ទប់ក្នុងមួយ session ហ្នឹងម្ដងគេរាន30បន្ទប់ជាងណាចឹងស្ថាប័នខ្លះគេចូលទៅមកខាតគេចែកគ្នាចូលឥឡូវខ្ញុំចូលទៅ session នេះហើយអ្នកឯងកុំចូលបើខ្ញុំចូលអ្នកឯងកុំចូលហើយយកមកអ្នកដែលចូលនោះត្រូវយកមកចែកដែរជាមួយអ្នកអត់បានចូលហ្នឹងណាចឹងគេត្រង់យកមកដល់គេយកមកចែកដែរនៅក្នុងនោះទៀតចឹងក្រោយពីចូល event ហ្នឹងហើយគេយកមកធ្វើខ្លីៗដើម្បីចែកដែរគ្នាគេនៅក្នុងទៀតហ្នឹងជាអ្វីខ្ញុំនៅអង្គការមកយើងធ្លាប់ចូលបញ្ជូនម្ដង5នាក់ចឹង5នាក់ត្រូវតែចែកគ្នាអត់អាចទៅមកបន្ទប់2នាក់ដែរនេះហ្នឹងអានេះដែលយើងអាចធ្វើបានអញ្ចឹងអានេះយើងគេមានមហូបលើតុឲ្យយើងរើសហើយយើងរើសយកមហូបណាយកទៅចូលចិត្តញ៉ាំអីយកហ្នឹងទៅបាទតែយើងថាអូរើសបាក់ញ៉ាំតើពេលមានតែមកយំរើសអាហ្នឹងល្អអូខេនេះគាត់ថាជាគំនិតទេមិនជាការបន្ទោសមិនជាការបង្ខំអីទេគាត់ថាសំខាន់តើតើនឹង professional development តើតើនឹង AFCC នេះលោកគ្រូអាចសាស្វែងធ្វើទៅយើងអាចនឹងមានផ្លូវមានឱកាសផ្សេងៗដូចបាទខ្ញុំចាំគាត់បានមានប្រសាសន៍ហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងយើងវាជាឱកាសល្អសម្រាប់លោកគ្រូច្រើនហើយបាទអញ្ចឹងអរគុណហើយសង្ឃឹមថាសម្រាប់mentor association របស់យើងនឹងមានដំណើរការនៅពេលឆាប់ក្រោយពី stand នឹងគ្រូបណ្ណាអ្នកគ្រូបណ្ណានិងគ្រូចំណាក់រៀបចំហើយជាងអាចនឹងមាន schedule ជាក់លាក់មួយក្នុងការប្រជុំ ហើយយើងនឹងបានផលផ្លែច្រើនពីហ្នឹងបាទអញ្ចឹងដូចជាអស់ហើយបាទអរគុណច្រើនហើយប្រហែលជាអ៊ីនធឺណិតគ្នាដូចជា unstable ហើយ
Keep up with the good work.
Yeah, okay. Do you have any question back for the center? Everything clear? Okay, thank you for your participation and please join your session and so on. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye, teacher.
Bye bye. Suc sබาย